WLFR 91.7 Soul Revival back in the studio. If you saw the behind the scenes nonsense that happened, but what I say is live radio, So today I got special guests in the studio, and this young brother, and I say young brother because he's way younger than me, is doing this thing with the party promotion scene in Lang City. So without further ado, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Sahir, aka Big Trend, aka Trendsetter. Tapping in with my boy Sean and see what's going on. We lit.
Yeah, man. So yo, let's talk about this whole thing. Because you're one of the youngest in the game right now.
Yeah.
As far as I can see, because I've been doing this for a minute, but you've been making a serious splash in this party promotion thing. So first, let's talk about how did you get started?
Actually, I got started. My bro Fatim, we was supposed to go to DC.
Okay.
For a birthday party, and none of the plans went right. The day of came, we didn't have a rental car, nothing. So he was like, "Hey yo, let's just do a party at Mango's real quick, bro. Just tell everybody to come." So I'm like, "All right, bet." You said I could do. So the whole day on Facebook, I'm posting Mango's this, Mango's that. I had a dream about Mango's this. Get everybody to come to Mango's. It was his birthday celebration, so in about like 2 or 3 hours, Mango's was packed. Like line was down the street. People was willing to pay $50 and $60 to get in. You know, Mango's was like a tight spot.
Yeah.
It got over capacity. People was trying to pay the bouncers to get in, and it was so lit. That was my motivation. And at first, I really wasn't even doing it like taking it serious at first. But the first 2 months after that, we had Mango's jumping for like 2-3 months straight. I think up until I couldn't even get off for night shifts anymore because I was working overnight in the casino. So up until I had to go back to working on Fridays and Saturdays, we pretty much was rocking Mango's, and that's where I started at. And at first, I really wasn't looking at a business or anything. I was doing it for free because I like to party. So I'm like, all right, man, if I want this party to get popping, let me make sure everybody come to this party so we can get lit. Right. So at first, it really wasn't like an occupation thing at first. It was on some, I want to have a good time. I want y'all to have a good time. I'm a vibe. I want y'all to come vibe with me because everybody's always hitting like, yo, you be lit. So just let me know when the parties is coming. So at first, I was just doing it like that for a while. And then my boy DJ Frex, I don't know if you know him, he tapped on me and actually paid me to do his promote his party. So once people started offering money, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good at this. I'm about to just turn this into an income. And I went from there and I just started throwing my own parties.
Okay.
Because
so
even with the promotion thing, like, you know, it kind of got a little word. Once I put a price on things, a lot of people, you know, because they was so used to it. Everybody says to me, tap in with them for free. I'm like, you know, I need an income for this after work. You know, it takes a lot to promote for somebody.
Yeah. You know what? Let's talk about that because a lot of people only see the finished product, the party, but they don't know the work that goes into promoting the party. So,
absolutely,
where does it start for you as far as when you come up with promote a party? Do you have a theme, a concept, and or do you have a committee that you guys sit together and you come up with something together?
No, for the most part, when it comes to promo, it's pretty much all me. I just be winging it sometimes, or when I have a theme, themes is easy to work with. Because now it's like my party I did in June was a Playboy party. Okay. So it was easy to work around Playboy this, or I'm acting as Hugh Hefner, like come out, we come to town. So I know when we do have a theme, it's like it can go anywhere from, I know when it's a theme, we sit there and talk about it in terms of the team, but for the most part, it's really just me on a promo. I know I tap on my few people like, hey, I get a guest list. I like to run a guest list for the people that been with me. I'm like, make sure you want to be in this guest list, just make sure you post the flyers, stuff like that. Okay. And we go from there. But as far as like teams and planning, I really don't sit down and talk with really anybody. I think it just comes naturally for the most part. So I just be looking for more ways. I know Facebook is like my home. Like, you know, some people are big on Instagram or big on Twitter. Some people have good TikTok. I know Facebook, for me, Facebook's like the community app. So I know I'm doing things that's tapped in, or people that's locals going to support. So Facebook is like my direct stream of promoting.
Okay. All right. So what's the name of the company? Because we skipped right past the name. What's the name of the company?
I'll go by Trendertainment. You know, I'm Trendsetter, so I put Trend and Entertainment together and made Trendertainment.
It makes sense because the one thing I like about this era of young people, they're definitely into a particular vibe. They're looking for something to connect to, and you seem to have your hand on that pulse. Is that something that just comes natural to you, or are you somebody that would like to sit back, relax, and you observe what's going on before you plot your next move?
No, a lot of my moves has come from partying myself. Like, I've been partying since Club Play was open. You know, we had Club Play, the Jerkins Hall. We had a lot of places and things we could do as kids and stuff. So I think if I didn't meet you through high school, I met you through the parties. Like, a lot of the people I know today, I met them in the party. So that's where the motivation really comes from, is me wanting to have a good time, and I want my parties to go like, you know, I want to have a good time, so I treat my parties as if I was going to the club and how I want to be treated. Okay. That's how I treat people, and want people to feel comfortable when they come out. Like, a lot of people know I'm known to have a good time, or I don't come with any drama. So for the most part, that gravitates people even more, because people are like, okay, we're going to definitely have a good time with him. He's going to actually dance with us. Right. You know, some people throw a party and they would sit there and walk around like
it's like a fashion show or something.
Yeah, like a fashion show or something. If you could have seen my sneakers before I changed, I actually changed them because I actually had them on last night.
Okay.
And it was so stepped on from partying and stuff. So, you know, I like to be involved and hands-on. I think that's where a lot of people, I draw a lot of people in that, because they know I'm not going to just sit there and advertise it and just not be there and walk around. No, I'm going to actually party with you guys and make sure
and that's important
we're having fun.
Because a lot of people seem to get so caught up in the star aspect of being a party promoter or being an event planner or being, you know, quote unquote on stage, that sometimes they forget that the main reason you got there is because you connected with the people in the first place.
Yeah, I always try to stay humble about things. I've seen a lot of people who get like they get big headed after a while with this party promoter stuff, and then when people notice that, they sales start declining. People stop coming out, and then they're wondering, oh, what are we doing wrong, or what could we change by? No, you don't have to change anything. Just stay true to your people. Like, I had a situation the other night to where as though somebody wanted to do a party, but they didn't want me to bring my city out, and it's like it's only a 10-minute drive. Like, we're only offshore, and you don't want me to bring my city out. I'm a party promoter.
Right.
Most of my crowd is from my city.
Exactly.
So why would I sell out or put my city on a limit to not want to come? And then when I throw my actual party by myself after this event, nobody comes because of the limitations I put on a party before that. So, you know, sometimes with this party promoting stuff, it's times where I have to respectfully decline. Like, sometimes all money ain't good money.
Exactly. And some people just don't understand that.
And some people don't understand that. So, you know, and some people will get mad at that or think, and then it's like this party promoting thing, it become a competition, or they think it's competition.
You know, honestly, I hate to bring it to you, it's always a competition.
And that's the crazy part. I don't do it for the competition. I do it for the vibes. That's what people go wrong at. Some people jump in this and they want, like, they're jumping in for the income, the money, they see the sales. I actually do it. I do it from the bottom of my heart first, before it's money involved. Like, I actually like this. I'm enjoying this. I do this for y'all, for the vibe, because we don't have nothing for us to do in the area.
Okay, let's speak on that, because recently there was some controversy in the city. On social media started there's no hip hop in Atlantic City, or they're frowning on hip hop. They're trying to ban hip hop, which honestly, it's impossible to ban hip hop. Let's just put that out there right now, because hip hop is a $1 billion industry. It's already embedded in regular everyday life. So let's just nix the whole idea that you can ban hip hop. But let me ask you, as a party promoter, particularly a young black male party promoter in a city where we don't have a lot of venues, how hard is it to navigate to getting into spots? And what's some of the toughest things you had to deal with as a promoter, as one that's growing his business and trying to expand?
It's extremely hard, especially when, you know, we're surrounded by casinos. We have so many different casinos, bars and stuff. They don't want to really work with us, honestly. You know, I had some people talk to me over the phone. You know, I have a soft voice, so some people will hear me over the phone like, oh, this is like a woman, or this guy. But when they see me in person, see I'm young and black, they all make up everything changes, or prices go up
when they meet you. When they hear you, it's like a whole different thing, because you have what I call he's non-threatening.
Right.
I get that a lot until I show up.
Yeah, so it's like we don't have too many spots that's really going to allow us to do things or throw parties at. And it's not even about whether they heard about you as a party promoter. It's just automatically like a stereotype, or already judging off the rip, oh, we don't allow that type of stuff in here. Or they ask you, the exact words is, when you think about the party, oh, what kind of music is going to be played in here? Not even what kind of party you throwing, what themes, and how many people are you. I would ask somebody how many people are you expecting before I ask about what kind of music is going to be played there. You know what I'm saying? So I strive myself on not even having any drama at my events. So it's really like a slap in the face, and it really bums you out when you have so many spots in Lang City you could throw parties at, but nobody wants to host us.
Right.
Even in the casinos, when you go to the clubs, they don't even play hip hop music and probably until 2 o'clock in the morning. The club is over in 30 minutes. Like it's so many different people that come out, but it's only catered to certain crowds, and it's at least I don't care if it was a Wednesday or Thursday night. We're not even asking for weekends. I get sometimes our music might not be the money maker in the casinos. Some people like salsa or the Latin nights are really buzzing in a lot of the casinos. So I get it, we can have a weekend, but at least give us a day to where we know this is a night that we can come out and enjoy ourselves.
Right.
And even with us, I feel like a lot of people don't want to do things because of the drama and the fights or whatever they're worried about. But what's the point of putting in the security in place to where as though like you guys all the security guards, but you feel like you don't want to have an event? I mean, what are you hiring security for if you're scared if something pops off and nobody's securing the place?
And that's something I've always wondered about, because the same security you would have on any other night is the same security you would have if it was a quote unquote hip hop night.
Yeah, even with that, when they ask us for security, it's like I don't witness people throw events at spots and they just had their security guard. When it's time for us to do a party, we need a cop detail. We need extra security and a cop detail.
It's amazing to me how many laws get enforced that are on the books when it comes to if they know it's a hip hop themed or young black promoter event. Those same laws are actually on the books for those other parties, but they're lax in enforcing them.
Right.
For whatever reason.
Right. Like for example, I had my friend. He's actually come through with me speaking on this. Actually, I had my friend Beat. He's him and his friends and stuff, rapping and stuff. He planned a welcome home party from jail with this venue for 2 weeks.
Right.
2 whole weeks. They kept in touch with him. When it's time to throw the event, they canceled his event, saying that it might be violence. Mind you, this guy been throwing events for 10 years. Nobody has ever got hurt at any of his functions. So you guys automatically went to assume that it would be violence there and cancel his event. Not like you did 24 hours or 48 hours in advance. You did it an hour before it happened. Like I was getting dressed. Myself was getting dressed for the party. And I got a notification that location changed. It's no point partying. And not even the first person. My other man, the one that actually got me, that motivated me into throwing a party, Fatim was going to throw a party there. And they canceled his party too. It's like, and he's just a DJ who was just throwing, it's not even everybody, it's like an opening party, like people know I'm a DJ, book me type of stuff. So I don't get why every time I have time to throw a party that's hip hop affiliated, we get canceled.
It's a harsh business in South Jersey. A lot of these places, quite frankly, did not plan or intend to have hip hop at their establishments.
Right.
The funny thing about it is what they planned for their establishments did not draw the crowd that they actually wanted. So because of situations where they had to get some kind of business or be out of business, that's when they opened their doors to us.
Right.
9 times out of 10, South Jersey has a history of, first off, not letting black promoters in until the winter time, because they know these places need something to draw them in during the slow season. As the weather gets warmer and get to the summer season, fewer and fewer doors are open to us because they feel as though that they're going to draw the business because of the summer season and don't really need us. This is actually the first year in a long time. I've actually seen a lot of young black promoters do a lot of stuff in South Jersey during the summer season, more than I've ever seen in years.
Yeah, I feel like this summer, the party promoters in our area is honestly doing that thing. It's like something to do every weekend between the Stay Hungry and they after parties.
Yes.
You got other people doing events. I feel like, with that, we got a good 6, 7, 8 week stretch with the after parties for Stay Hungry. So, everywhere is something to do every single weekend this summer. Unlike a lot of summers, these last couple summers, like this summer, last summer, starting between the COVID summer, I like to call it, 2020 to
when
now.
we came back, we really came outside.
It's like everybody came outside. Like, I'm coming for this money, this go around. I'm here for it. Like I always tell people all the time, it's enough money out here for everybody. You can throw even over here, I throw over here. You know, people attract different crowds. Like I'm one of the younger party promoters in the mix. You know, I got a couple older ones that's over top me, so we can still draw out different crowds and get the same amount of people out and still make some money.
Exactly.
So it's like, but you know, it sucks when you got all these different places that don't want you to do things here. Like it took me forever because before I was promoting parties, and then when I start putting prices on things, you know, booking starts slowing up. So I'm like, okay, now I'm about to just start throwing my own parties. I used to do it in like high school and stuff. I haven't really did it as an adult. So I just only promoted. I'm like, I might just start doing my own thing. Then that's when I came up. My cousin, Ma introduced me to my boy Jackpot, who runs the VIP Lounge on Virginia Avenue, and they gave me my first platform to actually do an event. And I didn't even know Jackpot from McKinney Pay. We like thick as thieves now because you know that was a situation where though I had like me showing you what I could do was like an interview, like a trial based, like right. You know we didn't know each other like that, so we was all planning things like we was gonna see how it was gonna go. We was asking each other questions. It was a bunch of I don't know. Let's just see how it goes and stuff. And when that night went, like it went up. So we was tapped in it and built a bond ever since then. And I've been just rocking out over there. That's like my comfort zone. VIP Lounge, because they was like the first people to you know give me that platform. Because I came to a lot of people in the city, not just venues like other party promoters. I pretty much had to collab with everybody in the city that was doing their own thing, and because I don't know if they only see me and they're like, oh, we just be promoting and posting flyers. I don't think it bring nobody out until they started seeing my actual work. It's like, oh, he really be getting stuff shaking. A lot of people just used to me going to parties, being a life of the party after promoting, but now it's like it's time to take it to the next level.
You know what? The one thing I do like, the first thing you said was you were going to party because you love the party. And when you have an actual passion for what it is you're doing, I think the quality of the work comes out better. Because a lot of people that jump in just for the money, they don't go into details as to what will really make their party something worth going to. A lot of people can draw a crowd out, but if you're not putting the care into the event itself and you're just in it just for a money grab, things are most likely to happen that you didn't prepare for because you were just interested in one aspect of what the thing is, the money.
Right, and that be kind of the last thing on my eye. Don't get it wrong. I be hoping. I hope I'm still making some money through all this, but I be having so much fun doing it. Right. And it's like, you know, I know a lot of the people, like, it's not like I don't know anybody in the area. You know, some people come out the woodworks, be part when they come to the area and just start bringing people out. I'm like, who is this guy? Right. But unlike a lot of people, I'm actually from this city. I went to Langston High School, so I know everybody in that area. And, you know, a lot of people gravitate towards me. You know, I've been going, like I said, I've been going to people parties for years, so it didn't take a lot for people to come to mind. Like, people's been telling me, like, hey, why don't you have a party? Why don't you have a party? I'm like, I'm just a promoter, y'all. I ain't going to do it. But once things are something like, no, I gotta bet on me for a chance. And I've been doing it ever since.
You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. Say that again. Bet on me.
You gotta bet on yourself. And invest in yourself. Some people be scared to do something thinking that, oh, dang, I'm gonna have to invest all this money. This is like half my paycheck. It'll come back around. Like, sometimes you gotta really, like, how much do you really want something? And when it comes to party promoting and stuff, you know, I want to get it to where as though a couple years from now, I'll be one of the biggest faces. It's not, if I don't be one of the biggest faces, I'm not beating myself up over it. Because like I said, I do it from the heart. Right. I do it for the vibes first, not the money. So, you know, I'm just staying authentic. Like, I strive myself on, you know, being the face of my events. A lot of people, they get performers or local rappers, or they team up. A lot of people team up to throw events. I haven't really teamed up with too many people to throw an event. I don't think I teamed up with anybody ever so far to throw an event. I got a couple collabs coming up.
Okay. Let's talk about that. Are they coming up anytime? Something that you can talk about? Announce a date?
I don't have a. We wait actually a date now. Me and my boy Weez 100 trying to put something together. That's one he just had his Fargo City event last night, which was a movie. Okay. So we just waiting on a date right now to see what's going on. What's today's date? 31st. We trying to figure out something by tomorrow because I want to do I'm trying to leaning towards a 3-day weekend towards the end of August.
Right.
If not, either 3-day weekend or a pool party and an after party afterwards is what I'm working on right now.
Okay.
I just want to get a couple more details locked in before we know more. But that's what I'm working on now for the end of August. I know my boy Chase has a birthday bash coming up into the month as well. I'm tapped in with.
So when you came into this, so you said you were preparing for a party today. Let's talk about
Yes.
that. Let's talk about that.
Being so, it's nothing to do for people that's under 21. So I took it upon myself today. I'm hosting, I call it the under 21 experience. You know, I want to give everybody, make everybody feel like mature enough. You know, we have our own experience and theme side parties. So, okay, bet, let me get them a theme party because I haven't seen a kid go to a party yet. I'm so tired of seeing kids that's like 19 and 20 standing in front of corner stores or stay in this place, or you know they working all summer and this all they can do is just work.
You know what? You're tapping into a very rich market, which could really grow something because the under 21 age group and demographic has been ignored for a very long time.
It's been ignored since my boy Von Huck moved down south. My boy Von Huck used to throw all the under 21 parties in.
But what's the hardest thing about throwing under 21 parties? Because the crazy thing for me is the under 21 crowd, because they don't have the experience of going out. They don't. So a lot of them don't know how to conduct themselves. So what's your main issue and worry if you jump into this market of servicing the under 21 crowd?
Keeping them under control. You know, I think, you know, the only thing for me is like I'm not familiar with them how I'm familiar with people my age. Like people my age break out and fight in the club.
Now what's your age?
I'm 26.
26. Okay, now
so
it's funny because that's not a large stretch.
It's not large.
But for somebody that young, 26 seems like old head to them.
Right. They're already calling me. I can't wait to show y'all older adults. I'm like, first of all, guys, I'm only 26. I'm not that old. I remember some of you guys was going to high school, and I used to work at Powell's in high school too, so I kind of remember a little bit of them. Right. And I know all the right under 21 persons. Like between a couple of my friends got under 21 kids and little brothers that's playing basketball and stuff. So I tapped in like the basketball players. Like all the ones I see doing positive, like all the local rappers in that age bracket, I made sure I tapped in with them, give them a platform to perform and stuff. You know, a lot of people, like he did me all the time about performing my parties. And like, you know, I don't really do performances, but I just kept telling them I'm gonna give y'all time so y'all can have your own platform, y'all can go off. And I'm like, they don't even care. Usually Sunday, I was Skype on a Sunday, but that was the only thing I could work with right now. And a lot of people are so don't want to work with them. Because I was actually trying to do this for a minute. But nobody really wants to work with the under 21 crowd. But you know, I've been 21 before, under 21 before. I know how wild we used to be. I feel like I can handle them. I'm willing to try to handle them and work with them.
Right.
I feel like, you know, they respect me enough to not really do too much in the party. Knowing that we don't have nothing left, I beg them, please event something. That's the only thing I'm really worried about is, you know, the genres and things. I know like times is changing with the youngest too, so
it's a little wilder now, especially with easy access to firearms in the streets.
And I'm way ahead of that. Like my security team don't play no games, not even with our adult crowd. So they pretty much hip to all like the little techniques and stuff like that. So as far as like anything firearms wise, I'm really not really as worried as everybody think I should be, because I'm like, a lot of you guys haven't really seen this set up. Like as far as adults, so I get a lot of older adults like, oh, you better be careful. I'm like, listen, somebody has to do something for them.
You know what? You're right about that.
Like somebody has to do something for them, and it's just the same way you guys feel about the under 21. It's like this is what a lot of people don't want us not hip hop as adults. So I'm like, if people's willing to work with us as adults and still throw events for us to come through and have some fun, why not be that same bridge for the under 21 crowd?
Okay.
You know, this is what I'm saying. It takes a village, so I'm trying to be a part of that and give these kids something to do.
You know what? The hardest thing for me, because you said you were 26, I'm 54.
You look good.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. But it's hard for me to connect with kids that are young enough to be my grandkids because their life experience, they're experiencing a lot of stuff that I never had to go through. So it's kind of hard for me to make the proper connection. But someone in your age bracket, because you're a little closer to them and have a little more of an understanding, I think you'll be best qualified to reach that age group. Now, as you said, for the under 21 parties, what's the age demographic? Because personally, I can't see 14-year-olds being in the same party as the 18-year-olds, because that right there is already going to cause a problem if immature persons react in a way where, let's say, an 18-year-old is beating up a 14-year-old. Now you're getting into a situation where the 18-year-old you're committing a serious crime now because you're not a child.
Right.
You're still a teen, but in the eyes of the law, you're considered an adult and can be charged with certain things. So, what's the navigation going to be for you? Are you going to cater to parties for? I would say the 18 to 20-year-old crowd would be a good base to start. And if you're looking for kids younger than that, 17 to 15, I think that would be a little smarter because you're cutting down on the chance of if something does happen. You don't want an 18-year-old involved in a situation where he's really going to mess himself up because of an immature action.
Right. No, I get that. I don't really think people as that young. I was asking my little cousin, like, you come to party? Like, how old are you? She said, I'm 13, I'm going to say 13, 14. Now, it's either 13 or 14. Which one is it? But I don't really think the younger ones is involved. Like, I I tell a couple basketball players that played for like the 18-year-old basketball team. So I'm pretty much expecting lowest probably 16 and 17. I'm not expecting 14 and 15.
That's good. That's a smart move because there's a lot of young kids who like to try to sneak into what they think is the grown up or the older person party.
That was me growing up.
Yeah.
I was like 12
I think
years
we've all
old.
been that person. Yeah.
So that kind of motivated me with this party stuff too. I was so young on the scene. It's like it's been years. I shouldn't even had as much years and experience in partying because I was doing a little bit. I had older siblings, so it was easy to go along with them and sneak into the party.
But sometimes you need that because one of my earlier party experiences was me partying with older people so I can know how to act amongst an older crowd.
Right.
You put a bunch of 18-year-olds who've never been anywhere, they don't know nothing in particular, but when you have forced to conduct yourself in a certain way because you're around people that are older, and if you don't conduct yourself, you're easily going to get put out. I think we lost something when they expected this 21 and up away from, because when I was 18, I was able to go to like the parties at Soldiers Home where the older people were, where you would learn how to properly dress, how to, treat a young lady. It's things like that I think are missing with the younger crowd because they don't get that life lesson from the older people.
Right, I agree. That's because it don't be too many oldie but goodies events no more neither. I think that plays a major part in it. Some people, I was talking to my boy who actually through the last one I went to by like 2015. And we need more events to where as though we're bridging that gap too. Because it's either nowadays either this age bracket, that age bracket, or it's 35 plus, and no, we have to start making it towards more events to where we bridge the gap. Even if we put people in their own lanes or different time frames, okay, this age bracket leaving, this is one party from 7-11, they getting up out of here, the rest of y'all take over. Like, we gotta figure out some way to where though everybody can go coexist. Even though more family events, like, it's not too many family events out here neither, to where though you can bring your whole family out as well.
Right.
So I'm about to do my third kid, so I sometimes I can't get it to where as though I can attend y'all day parties if it's not kid friendly. We used to have the Pop Lloyd Stadium block parties back in the day, where it'd be the whole field and people had a dance contests and trophies and stuff. We really don't have a lot of things we had anymore, and I feel like gentrification is taking place, but it's one thing for it to happen with buildings and properties. Now it's happening in our culture too. We being gentrified, we don't even see it.
You know what? You're the first person to speak on that.
No, we're the first ones. We don't even see it. A lot of stuff we used to doing, we're not doing anymore. Like, I miss the old Atlantic City. You could walk outside, and it don't matter who was outside. You go. It's a block party this day. It's another spot. We don't do a lot of.
We don't do enough of it because it's been relegated to like maybe a once a year event, like when Uptown for Life gets together, and even those aren't every year like they used to be because quite honestly, these things cost money, and people have to support the event and contribute in order to, if you want to make it a yearly thing. Even the concerts at Gardner's Basin, which I'm glad we still have, but this year we only have 3 of those, and we had the first one in July. The next 2 are not going to be until September, so we're missing the whole month of August for an event that is usually something that draws the entire community out.
Right.
So as a young promoter and event planner, what would you like to see done with a couple of the older promoters that do parties, as far as putting on something that's, like you said, family friendly?
I want to try and incorporate. I actually been working on something, but it honestly takes everybody to work. Some people, I have to accept the fact when it comes to a lot of party promoters in the area. Some people don't want to do business with each other, and I get that. But I feel like with stuff with Gardens Basin, it could be a really good vibe. Like we should have our own Coachella themed event in Atlantic City. Like I don't know why we don't have an event that gets as big as Coachella. You know, Coachella started off just like something small as Gardens Basin event, and then it turned into a yearly thing to where those celebrities like Beyonce, Megan Thee Stallion, a lot of people come out to attend and do it. That's my goal for a summer venue concert in Atlantic City. We have too many even rappers. I don't like to call them local because they're even touching tri-state areas and stuff. I like to call it whether you're a local clothing designer rap. I like to say upcoming more than not before local. So we got a lot of upcoming artists and designers who are reaching heights, doing a lot of things, and they're getting more recognition on their social media from people in different states in their own town.
You know that I can say the same thing because I put together this platform for the local. Okay, well, I'll say up and coming, but I have to say it the way it is. The local artists to have a platform to get their music played. The crazy thing is, I get more music from artists out of state because the one thing that I ask all artists to do, it has to be radio clean edits to play on the air. And that should be the simplest thing that you have to do. I'm not asking you to do anything other than prepare yourself the way any other artist that's already played on commercial radio. I'm asking you to make a radio edit.
Right.
But for some reason, a lot of these artists here feel as though they're not I'm like, you need to keep it realistic more than keeping it real, keeping it street, because you want to be heard, you're frustrated you're not heard, but you're not making it easy for people to play you so you can be heard.
Right, I agree. I definitely agree with that. It's not, a lot of them's not really making any clean version things, which gotta change too if you want somebody to play on the radio. Or even, it ain't gotta be hard. People gotta learn more versatile. You see Drake just dropped a whole dance album. Him and Beyonce. You gotta be able to switch it up or get something that's gonna be able to sell on the radio. If it can't sell, I think a lot of people be losing sight of that because a lot of people just want the local recognition and not really thinking about the longevity of things like, oh, this mic could reach X, Y, and Z, or this place, that place. You know, a lot of people gotta get on that.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that one.
Okay. Well, look, we got about another 30 minutes before it shows up. I have to play my public service announcements because, as I said, WLFR is not commercial radio, but we do play public service announcements. But when we come back, we're going to have more conversation. So stay tuned. WLFR 91.7.